Have you ever felt that magnetic connection with a man, only to have him disappear without explanation? This video will reveal what was really happening. And no, it's not your fault. Have you noticed how some women seem to have an inexplicable power over men? I'm not talking about physical beauty or youth. I'm talking about those women who, regardless of age or appearance, can create an instant and lasting obsession in any man they meet. What do they have that you haven't yet discovered? Louise Hay, a pioneer in mental and emotional healing, revealed that there's a specific energetic frequency that, when activated, completely transforms a woman's personal magnetism. And the most surprising part? It's simple words, but organized in such a powerful way that they immediately alter a man's perception of you. Before revealing these words that create instant obsession, I need you to understand what's really happening when you attract men who disappear, who don't commit, or worse, who make you feel invisible even when they're right beside you. Have you ever wondered why you always attract the same type of man, even when you change cities, jobs, or social circles? It's not a coincidence. It's a vibrational pattern you're emitting without realizing it. Let me tell you about Emily. She was 42 when she came to me, desperate after her third consecutive relationship with men who initially seemed passionate, but within a few weeks became distant and unresponsive. "It's like I'm a magnet for emotionally unavailable men," she told me, tears in her eyes. What Emily didn't know is that she wasn't attracting these men by chance. She was, unconsciously, creating this pattern through the vibrational field of her inner words, those she repeated to herself every day. Without even noticing, Louise Hay said, "What you think and say about yourself is exactly what you project to the universe. And the universe always responds with a yes." Think about that for a moment. If you internally repeat, "Men always get tired of me," "I'm never anyone's priority," or "I always end up alone," you're creating an energetic programming that men pick up instantly, even if you've never said those words out loud. It's scary, isn't it? But it's also liberating when you realize the power you hold in your hands. The truth is, men aren't primarily attracted to your body, your face, or your intelligence. They're attracted to your energetic frequency. And that frequency is shaped, moment by moment, by the words you choose, both externally and internally. Louise Hay discovered this the hard way. Did you know she was sexually abused as a child? That she ran away from home and dropped out of school? That she went through terrible relationships before discovering the power of her own mind? She wasn't born knowing this. She lived the same painful pattern that you might be living now. And it wasn't until she was in her 40s that she found the key to completely transform her reality. "I am not what happened to me," she said. "I am what I choose to become." The secret that transformed her life, and that can transform yours right now, lies in understanding a truth that few therapists dare to reveal. Men are biologically programmed to respond to a specific type of feminine energy, and this energy has nothing to do with submission or manipulation. It has to do with vibrational alignment. Let me explain simply. Your brain emits electromagnetic waves that can be measured. These waves create an energy field around you that other people unconsciously pick up. That's why sometimes you feel a strange vibe near someone, even without exchanging a word. Men, more than women, are extremely sensitive to this energy field. They may not be able to explain it rationally, but they instantly sense If your energy is one of insecurity, desperation, control, or authenticity, personal power, and magnetism, Louise Hay discovered that the fastest way to change this energy field is through the words you speak to yourself. Because words aren't just sounds, they're frequencies that literally alter the molecular structure of your body and the energy field around you. Words are magic wands, she said. Use them to transform any experience. Most women who suffer from frustrating relationships internally repeat low-vibration words like, "Why doesn't he call me? What's wrong with me? He doesn't value me. I'm getting older and ending up alone." Each of these phrases acts as an energetic repellent for the kind of deep connection you want to create. Did you know that? According to Louise Hay's studies, simply changing the words you use internally can completely transform your personal magnetism in just 72 hours. It seems too fast to be true, but the energy field responds instantly to the change in frequency. Think of your mind as a radio. Right now, you're tuned into a specific frequency that attracts a specific type of man and relationship. If you don't like what you're receiving, the solution isn't to try to change the men you meet. The solution is to change the frequency you're emitting. And that's where the hypnotic words come in. Louise Hay discovered that certain word combinations have the power to instantly reprogram your vibrational field. And when you start emitting this new frequency, something almost magical happens. The men who ignored you before start noticing your presence. Those who were distant before start getting closer. And those who treated you as an option before suddenly become obsessively attracted to you. I'm not talking about manipulation. Manipulation is low vibration and always backfires. I'm talking about reconnecting with your authentic feminine power through conscious language. A client of mine, Sarah, was a doctor and had been single for 5 years. Intelligent, successful, beautiful, but completely invisible to the men she was truly interested in. After she started using the high vibration words I'm going to teach you in a moment, she sent me an incredulous message. Something has changed. Men are looking at me differently. Today, a co-worker I've known for years asked me out. He said he noticed something different about me, but I haven't changed anything externally. Sarah didn't change her appearance. She changed her frequency. Louise Hay explained that our subconscious is like a garden. Words are seeds. If you plant seeds of insecurity, you reap insecure relationships. If you plant seeds of personal power, you reap powerful relationships. And the most incredible thing, your energetic field begins to shift the very moment you plant that new seed. The subconscious mind doesn't question, Louise Hay said. It simply accepts what you feed it repeatedly as truth. Here's the most surprising part. Men pick up on this shift, even from a distance. Have you ever noticed how sometimes you think of someone and they call you? Or how, after years of no contact, an ex reappears exactly when you finally moved on? It's not coincidence. It's quantum physics. Energetic fields communicate beyond time and space. So what happens when you start using the hypnotic words Louise Hay discovered? Your energetic field changes instantaneously. And that change is picked up by any man who's ever been in contact with your energy before, even years ago. That's why many women, after starting to practice these words of power, tell me that ex-boyfriends emerge out of nowhere, wanting to reconnect. Or that men who never showed interest before start to perceive them in a completely different light. But let's get to what really matters. What are these words that create instant obsession? The first thing you need to understand is that these words need to be used in a specific way to truly work. It's not enough to just repeat them like a robot. You need to feel them, integrate them into your energetic field. Louise Hay said, "It's not the mechanical repetition that changes your life. It's the emotion associated with the words that creates the true power of transformation." The words I'm about to reveal to you have been carefully selected for their ability to alter your brainwave and energetic frequency. They aren't simple affirmations. They are vibrational keys that unlock a completely new level of personal magnetism. But before I show you the complete method, I need to give you an important warning. This knowledge is too powerful to be used irresponsibly. Louise Hay always emphasized the importance of energetic responsibility. "When you understand the power of words," she said, "you become responsible for what you create with them. Therefore, use this method only if you are committed to your own emotional and spiritual evolution. Don't use it to manipulate or control. Use it to align your energy with the kind of relationship you truly deserve." The technique consists of 7 powerful words, arranged in a specific sequence, which, when repeated daily, literally reorganize your electromagnetic field. And it's this reorganization that creates what we call irresistible magnetism. Let's begin to unravel this extraordinary method that has transformed the lives of thousands of women worldwide, and that will now transform yours. The first step is to understand that words work in layers. There are words that act on the conscious level, others on the subconscious, and the most powerful, the ones I'm going to teach you, act on the soul level. Louise Hay discovered that the soul level is what really matters when we talk about genuine and lasting attraction, because it's at this level that true connection with a man happens. Men fall in love with your soul, not your body, she said. Your body may attract a man temporarily, but it's the vibration of your soul that creates obsession. And how do we access this deep level? Through words that act as energetic portals. These words are so powerful that, when combined in the correct sequence, they create what Louise called a vibrational imprint. An energetic mark so strong that it's engraved in the auric field of any man who comes into contact with you, even briefly. That's why, after you start using these words, you'll notice men from your past returning to your life, drawn by a force they can't explain themselves. It's the vibrational imprint, calling them back to your energetic field. You've probably felt this before. That inexplicable feeling of connection with someone you've just met. As if something inside you recognized something inside them. This isn't imagination or coincidence. It's vibrational alignment. The problem is that most women are trying to create this alignment using the wrong tools. Physical appearance, mind games, outdated seduction techniques, and then they wonder why it doesn't work. Louise Hay discovered something revolutionary. Men don't fall in love with what you show them. They fall in love with what they feel in you. And what they feel is determined by the frequency of the words you hold in your heart. Words are the bricks with which we build the temples of our thoughts, she said. And these temples determine who enters and who remains in your life. Now, I'm going to reveal to you the 7 words that, when used in the correct sequence, create a magnetic field so powerful that men literally can't stop thinking about you. But first, you need to understand how this magnetic field works. Imagine your body as a magnet. Right now, this magnet is programmed to attract certain types of experiences and repel others. And this programming was installed through the words you absorbed throughout your life. If you grew up hearing that Men are no good. Relationships are difficult. Love always ends. Or, you're not enough. Your inner magnet is configured to attract exactly those experiences, even if consciously you desire the opposite. That's why so many intelligent and wonderful women remain trapped in cycles of frustrating relationships. It's not a lack of self-worth. It's misaligned vibrational programming. Louise Hay experienced this firsthand. Did you know she lived with a pattern of rejection and abandonment for decades before discovering how to reprogram her magnetic field through conscious language? I attracted men who reflected my deepest belief, that I didn't deserve to be completely loved, she confessed in a lecture. And that pattern only changed when I changed the words I used to describe my love life. Here's the truth that's rarely discussed. Men respond primarily to energy, not spoken words. They may even be listening to what you say, but they're feeling who you are. And that feeling is far more powerful than any seduction technique. That's why you've probably noticed men pulling away even when everything seemed perfect, or men who remain obsessively drawn to women who seemingly have nothing special. The difference lies in the energetic frequency, not in external behavior. The 7 words I'm going to teach you have been meticulously selected for their ability to alter that frequency. They function as access codes to a new vibrational state that naturally attracts the kind of connection you desire. This technique is so powerful. Louise Hay recommended using it only with pure intention. Power attracts power, she used to say. And when you shift your vibration to a frequency of authentic love, you attract men who vibrate at the same frequency. Let's get to the technique. The 7 words are acceptance, permission, fluidity, reception, surrender, presence, and truth. At first glance, they seem like ordinary words. But the magic isn't in the individual words. It's in the sequence and how you incorporate them into your energetic field. The process begins with total acceptance of who you are now, not who you want to become, not who others want you to be, but the real woman breathing at this very moment, Louise used to say. Acceptance is the first portal to authentic feminine power. When you fully accept who you are, without justifications or excuses, your energetic field expands instantaneously. And it's this expanded field that begins to attract men who previously seemed unattainable. The second word, permission, acts as an amplifier of the first. Giving yourself permission to be seen in your deepest truth creates what Louise called a unique vibrational signature, a frequency so distinctly yours that it becomes irresistible. When you give yourself permission to be exactly who you are, Louise taught, you release others from the need to change to deserve you, and that freedom is magnetic. The third word, fluidity, dissolves the energetic barriers you've unconsciously created around your heart. These barriers, often built after romantic disappointments, act as invisible shields that protect you, but also block the entry of new connections. Fluidity allows you to maintain healthy boundaries without completely shutting yourself off. It's the perfect balance between protection and openness. Feminine energy is naturally fluid, Louise said. When you restore that natural fluidity, you also restore your most primal power of attraction. The fourth word, reception, activates what the ancients called the energetic womb, your capacity to receive, not just a man, but everything life has to offer. Many women have been conditioned to always give, rarely receive. And this energetic imbalance creates a distorted magnetic field that attracts equally unbalanced men. Learning to receive is one of the greatest lessons of sacred femininity, Louise taught. When you allow yourself to fully receive, your soul relaxes into its true nature, and it's that relaxed nature that creates an aura of fascination around you. The fifth word, surrender, is often misunderstood. It's not about submission or loss of power. It's about surrendering to your own truth, to the natural flow of life, to the present moment. It's the yielding to what is real, not what you fear or fantasize. Louise Hay discovered that this conscious surrender creates a vibration of authenticity so powerful that men feel it as an irresistible call. When a woman surrenders to her own truth, she said, she becomes a living portal of primordial energy, and that energy attracts like a magnet. The sixth word, presence, amplifies all the previous ones. Being truly present, without scattering your energy into the past or future, creates what Louise called magnetic density, an energetic field so concentrated it becomes almost palpable to those around you. That's why men are naturally drawn to women who emanate presence. Not because these women are prettier or smarter, but because their energy is fully available in the moment. Presence is the greatest gift you can offer, Louise taught. And when you are fully present in your own life, you become an unrefusable gift to others. Finally, the seventh word, truth, acts as the seal that integrates all the others. Your personal truth, what you know to be real in your soul, creates what Louise called an indelible energetic signature, a vibrational mark imprinted on the energetic field of any man who comes into contact with you. When you live your truth, Louise said, you emit a frequency so clear and powerful that only men aligned with that frequency can remain in your field, and this is where the magic happens. These 7 words, when integrated into your energetic field in the correct sequence, create what Louise called a hypnotic imprint, an energetic impression so strong on the male subconscious that he literally can't stop thinking about you. Not because you used manipulative techniques, not because you played hard to get, but because your vibrational frequency resonated with something deep within him. Now, how do you practically incorporate these words into your energetic field? Louise Hay developed a 3-step method she called accelerated vibrational reprogramming. The first step is conscious writing. Every morning, upon waking, you will write the 7 words on a piece of paper, one below the other, in the exact sequence I taught you. And after each word, you will write, I am, followed by the word. For example, I am acceptance. As you write, breathe deeply and feel the meaning of the word penetrating every cell of your body. It's not a mechanical repetition, but a conscious integration. Words written with conscious intention, Louise said, are engraved more deeply into the subconscious than those merely thought or spoken. The second step is vocal incorporation. 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and night, you will speak each of the 7 words aloud, followed by I am, and feel the sound vibration resonating in your body. Louise discovered that the human voice carries a unique vibrational frequency that, when aligned with conscious intention, has the power to instantly reorganize your energetic field. The voice is a bridge between the visible and invisible worlds, she taught. When you declare a truth with your voice, that truth materializes in your field. And the third step, the most powerful, is mirrored meditation. Before sleep, you will look yourself in the eyes in a mirror for 3 full minutes, without looking away, without judging what you see, just being present with your own image. After those 3 minutes, you will say, looking deeply into your own eyes, "I am acceptance, permission, fluidity, reception, surrender, presence, and truth embodied. And I attract into my life the man who recognizes and celebrates this truth in me." Louise Hay discovered that mirror meditation creates what she called an accelerated quantum effect, a profound reorganization of your vibrational field, so deep that concrete changes begin to manifest in just 72 hours. "The mirror doesn't lie," she used to say. When you can sustain your own gaze without flinching, without judging, simply loving what you see, you become irresistible, not just to others, but first and foremost, to yourself. And it's this authentic self-love that creates true magnetism. Now, let me tell you what happened to Emily, one of my clients. At 38, after 3 failed relationships, she was convinced that good men no longer existed. Her energetics field was so densely programmed with disappointment that she literally repelled any man who didn't reflect that belief. She started practicing the 7-word technique exactly as I'm teaching you. In the first week, nothing apparently changed, but she continued, faithful to the process. In the second week, she began to notice something strange. Men who barely noticed her presence before started making eye contact with her. On the street, at the supermarket, at work. "It's like suddenly I've become visible," she told me. Surprised, in the third week, a coworker she'd interacted with for years, but who had never shown any interest, invited her for coffee. During the conversation, he said something, revealing, "There's something different about you lately. I can't explain what it is, but it's magnetic." He wasn't responding to her physical appearance, which hadn't changed. He was responding to the shift in her vibrational field. And in the fourth week, something even more surprising happened. An ex-boyfriend, whom she hadn't spoken to in years, contacted her out of the blue, saying he'd dreamed of her 3 nights in a row and felt he needed to reconnect. This is not coincidence. It's energetic physics. When you change your vibration, everything and everyone around you responds to that change, even from a distance. Emily eventually met and married a man completely different from her previous relationships. A man who, as she described, sees me as I truly am and loves every part of it, not because she used manipulative techniques, but because she finally aligned her vibrational field with the kind of relationship she deserved. Louise Hay always emphasized, "You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are." And who you are vibrationally is determined by the words you choose to hold in your heart. The 7 words I've taught you are not cheap magic or manipulation. They are tools of vibrational alignment. They work not because they change the men around you, but because they fundamentally change who you are. And when you change, the entire universe responds. Here's a crucial detail that Louise Hay discovered after years of study. The masculine energetic field is naturally programmed to resonate with certain feminine frequencies. It's not a conscious choice. It's biological, energetic, and ancestral. When a woman emits the frequencies of acceptance, permission, fluidity, reception, surrender, presence, and truth in harmonious balance, she accesses what Louise called the soul recognition code, a level of connection so deep that it transcends the physical and the emotional. It's at this level that true obsession is born, not the unhealthy obsession based on neediness or manipulation, but the deep connection that makes a man feel he's finally found his home. When a man recognizes in you the frequency of his own soul, Louise used to say, he can't help but return to that frequency, just as he can't help but breathe. That's why men come back years later after a brief encounter with a woman who emits this kind of frequency. They may not understand it rationally, but something in them recognizes something in her that resembles a homecoming. Now, there's an aspect of this technique that's rarely discussed, but that I need to share with you. The 7 words work on an even deeper level when you understand the concept of energetic spacing. Louise Hay discovered that between each word spoken or written, there is a space, an apparent emptiness. But this space isn't truly empty. It's filled with your subconscious intention. The power isn't just in the words, she taught, but also in the spaces between them. It's in these spaces that your true intention is revealed. That's why it's so important to practice this technique with a clear and loving intention. If you use the right words, but with the wrong intention, the spaces between them will be filled with that dissonant intention, and the result will be inconsistent. Intention is the soul of creation, Louise said. When your intention is aligned with your words, your vibration becomes irresistible. So, what should your intention be when practicing this technique? Louise recommended an approach she called attraction by complementarity, not by need. You're not seeking a man to complete you, to fill a void, or to validate you. You are creating a vibrational field that will naturally attract a man who complements who you already are in your totality. True love doesn't fill voids, Louise taught. It celebrates the fullness that already exists, and it's this celebration that creates what she called healthy obsession, a state of respectful fascination that leads to deep and lasting connections. Now you understand why these words are so powerful. They are not just sounds or symbols. They are vibrational portals to a new state of being. But there's one final element that completes this technique and amplifies its power tenfold. Louise Hay called it physical anchoring of intention. Every time you write, speak, or meditate with the 7 words, place your right hand over the center of your chest, over your heart. This simple physical gesture creates what Louise called a closed energetic circuit, exponentially amplifying the power of the words. Conscious touch, she explained, transfers the vibration of the words directly to your energy center, without loss of power. It's like connecting a wire directly to the power source, without resistance or interference. And now, we come to the most important moment of this journey, the practical, step-by-step implementation of the technique you've just learned. First thing tomorrow morning, as soon as you wake up, before even looking at your phone or talking to anyone, you will sit in a quiet place with a piece of paper and a pen, too. Place your right hand over your heart and breathe deeply 3 times. Write the 7 words, one below the other, in this exact order: acceptance, permission, fluidity, reception, surrender, presence, truth. 4. Next to each word, write, I am, followed by the word. After writing them down, close your eyes. Place your hand on your heart and visualize each word as a vibrant light entering your body 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and night. You will. First, find a moment of silence, even if it's brief. Then place your hand on your heart. Speak these words aloud, slowly, and deliberately. I am acceptance. I am permission. I am fluidity. I am reception. I am surrender. I am presence. I am truth. After each word, pause for 3 seconds, feeling the sonic vibration resonating within you. And before sleep, you'll perform the mirror meditation. Position yourself in front of a mirror, in softly lit surroundings. Look directly into your own eyes for 3 full minutes, without breaking eye contact. If judgments arise, simply observe them and let them pass. After 3 minutes, place your right hand over your heart and say, looking into your own eyes, I am acceptance, permission, fluidity, reception, surrender, presence, and truth embodied. And I attract into my life the man who recognizes and celebrates this truth in me. Remain there for another 30 seconds, feeling the vibration of these words throughout your entire body. Louise Hay recommended practicing this technique for 28 consecutive days, a full lunar cycle, for maximum effectiveness. But many women report noticeable shifts in their magnetic field in as little as 72 hours. Feminine energy is naturally receptive and adaptable, Louise explained. When you provide a new vibrational code to your energetic field, it responds with astonishing speed. Now, it's important to understand that this technique isn't about manipulating men or forcing connections that aren't healthy. It's about realigning your own vibrational field, so you naturally attract experiences that resonate with your true essence. The purpose of all energetic work, Louise said, is to bring you back into alignment with your own truth. When that happens, you don't need to chase. You simply need to be, and everything that aligns with your truth comes to you. And that is the beauty of this technique. You're not trying to be someone you're not to attract men. You're returning to who you truly are, without the layers of conditioning, hurt, and fear that have distorted your energetic field over time. And when you return to this vibrational authenticity, you attract men who are equally aligned with their own truth. Men who not only feel drawn to you, but who have the capacity to maintain and nurture that attraction over time. True attraction, Louise taught, isn't about the intense beginning, but about the capacity for sustenance. And that capacity comes from genuine vibrational alignment. That's why many relationships begin with intensity, but soon fade. They're based on superficial alignments, not deep resonance. The 7 words you learned today create that deep resonance. They don't mask who you are. They reveal your true magnetic essence. And it's this essence that creates not just fleeting attraction, but the kind of connection Louise called the alchemy of souls, a rare and precious combination that transforms both partners. When you attract from your truth, Louise said, you attract a man who not only desires you, but who sees you, who doesn't just chase you, but walks beside you, who doesn't just lose himself in you, but finds himself through you. And isn't that what we all truly desire? Not just to be desired, but to be truly seen and loved for who we really are? This technique isn't a shortcut to manipulating male emotions. It's a journey back to your own vibrational authenticity. And when you embark on that journey, something magical happens, attracting the Right love ceases to be a struggle and becomes a natural expression of who you are.